what's up guys? Got a track day coming up this weekend. Got a lot going on. I've got 2 bikes to get ready. Riding Sunday, riding next Saturday, Sunday, Carolina Motorsports Park. I'm gonna be getting into these later, trying to make a couple of videos on what I'm doing. Basically, it's just track day prep. I am going to cover this for you ZX10 people. An upcoming video, probably today, on the big air intake, what I think of it. And on this one, I've got a problem with a miss, but that's not what today's video is about. Today's video is, I want to do something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I had a request. I'm going to talk about this quick shifter. And I'm going to talk about what it takes to put it in GP shift or race shift, and what I've done just to make it better. All right, so if you want to see more content like and what I'm going to cover in this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to give you tips on tuning. I'm going to give you tips on performance. I'm going to give you tips on suspension setup, parts I have, things that I've tried, and try to save you the trouble and just know what works. So if that appeals to you, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. All right, so I covered it in a short 1-minute video. What does it take to make race shift, GP shift on the new GSXR1000R? And I'm going to tell you, just like Suzuki says, just like I did in 2017, I think when I bought this bike, it may have been 18, I don't even know now. I know it's a 17, but I don't know what year I bought it. Time goes by fast. So anyway, it really is as simple as you just flip this lever. Normal shift, that lever would be on this side. All right, so in the past, there's been a lot of discussion about whether or not you can just flip the lever, because in the old school days, you had to have a push quick shifter, you had to have a pull quick shifter, or if you changed the direction, you had to rewire it. But you do not have to do any of that on the GSXR1000R. Even per Suzuki's like literature, you just turn the lever. All right, so I'm going to tell you why I believe you can do that, and then I'm going to go there and show you the settings that I've tried and how I've made this better. But so one thing to keep in mind is when you shift this bike, regardless of the direction up here, understand that the gear that you're shifting to, the transmission, will always turn the same direction. It's always going to be the same direction that the transmission shifts. So Suzuki knows what gear you're in, they know what gear you're going to. And all they need to do is, as soon as they see the lever or the direction that you're shifting, as soon as they see that, they know whether or not they need the blip. Yeah, do they need the blip or do they need the match rev? Or I say that right, or cut. Yep, see? So Suzuki knows that. I mean, it's 2020 or it's 2017 when they make this. The technology's there to monitor that and know what they need to do just based off your inputs. Here's another thing to consider. When you start that bike and you shift it out of neutral for the first time, or you shift it, Suzuki knows what direction it is, so maybe they monitor that. But they definitely monitor the direction you're shifting to know whether or not to blip or cut. So it truly is that easy. Flip that. All right, so I'm gonna go to my laptop next, and I wanna show you the settings that I've done and how at one time, this whole flip wires and experiment I did, I even rode around like that for a year thinking it was better. This year, I was like, you know what? I don't think that's right. It can't be right. I'm gonna go back to the normal setting, the normal shift, voltages, and I'm gonna try it, and sure enough, it was better. All right, so let me get to my laptop and just show you what I've done and explain the settings. All right, normally I would do a screen capture, but I'm not doing that now. So I wanted to show you that the top chart is actually the factory settings. And if you look, what you see is you see a low voltage and a high voltage. And I don't necessarily think that is shifting, like if you're going up or down and shifting. I think the way this is working is that, gosh, I can't think of the word. Anyway, that voltage sits around 2.5 volts on the strain gauge, dead center. Proximity monitors, yeah, proximity monitors do the same kind of monitoring, but basically you center it, it's centered in a voltage, and as you push or pull on the strain gauge, that voltage is going to change. And I believe you see that 2.5 is like right in the middle of the settings, 1.3 low and 3.8. So it's push pull, but it's push pull combined with the direction that you're shifting the bike. It's the only thing that makes sense on how it knows. All right, so that's the factory settings. Now, if some of you have already seen, the middle bar is the settings that I have now, and you'll see it doesn't take a lot of change to make the bike, or less effort to shift. What I found is like 4, 5, and 6, I'm afraid to go any lower in the voltages, but it actually shifted better the lower I made those voltages. 6th gear, 5th and 6th still wants to hang up sometimes, and I'm not sure why. It's like a little bit of a delay, but the downshifting seems to be spot on. So I'm happy with that. Now, this is confusing, I know, but the bottom chart, this is where I was thinking the push-pull, and if I flip the lever, that I would swap the voltage direction, because by flipping the lever, I'm now pulling when I was pushing before, and I was going to try to outsmart Suzuki. So if you see that the mode 2 voltages, I have my high volts on the top and my low volts setting on the bottom in mode 2. This did work. I want to say this did work, and it still worked like it should. And I drove around like this for a year, but I changed back. I just was like, there's got to be a better way. I was getting a little bit of missed shifts or hesitation in the 4, 5, and 6. So I said, let me go back and just set it back to normal and start on this again. And like I said, this middle chart is now where I'm at. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap up this video because I wanted to cover that real quick. I wanted to cover the quick shifter settings and what I've learned on it. If you find value in this, please subscribe to my channel, like it. I like motorcycles. I have a lot of here that I work on, and I try to bring what I learned to my channel and tell people and understand that when I do this, I know it works. This isn't something, I'm not just panning, or I'm not just promoting something that I think will work. I've tried it, I know it works. So anyway, I'm gonna close this video for now.